Today's episode is all about you. Yes, we're going to figure out how you are getting in the way of your own success and how having this reflecting time of you being able to know you, to figure out your triggers, to master that mindset, and to get out of your way so that you can have that success, so that you can have the change, that you can have the impact that is meant to be out in the world. All right, hang tight and let's go. Welcome back to the Multi-Passionate Mompreneur Podcast, where we choose to focus our energy, embrace our strengths, and move toward the compelled businesswomen we were meant to be. It's time to free ourselves from the chaos and the constant stream of ideas and build a life of impact and joy that honors our hard stuff, that makes meaning of our losses, and that helps us to make an impact in the world. It's time to finally take our power back and gain the follow-through that we've been desperately needing, while also learning to leave the swirl behind. I'm Angel McElhaney, motherless daughter, self-discovery junkie, and not so master juggler of my crazy crew. And I believe you can have it all. So put down that to-do list, grab that coffee, and let's get to work. One day at a time, together. Hey guys, so I'm so excited for today's episode. Welcome back to the show, Multi-Passionate Mompreneur. I'm glad you're here, and I just wanted to take the time to let you know that even though this is all about you, I am not casting blame on you. We are actually designed to protect ourselves. And guess what? Our brains are very smart. So we basically, when we see fear, when we see things that could be dangerous, we are going to just naturally run. It's that fight or flight thing that's just built into us. So what I want to do is give you some steps, some strategy, some really just starting launch points for you to identify the self-sabotaging things that you are doing right now so that you can understand them, recognize them, and remove what is not serving you, or take the time to dive deeper. Maybe you do need to slow down to speed up so that you can really kind of investigate why it is that you're having this block. All right, let's start first by figuring out what in the world is self-sabotage. Do I have self-sabotaging behaviors? What does it look like so I can know even if this is a problem that I have? So chances are if you have self-sabotaging behaviors, you probably already know it, but let's just go on. All right, so self-sabotage is when you have behaviors or thought patterns that are holding you back. So I want you to think about things that are preventing you from getting what you want. And so that's why I want you to think about who you are and what you want, and how are these behaviors possibly undermining your own goals and values. And yes, I say values because if you have your core values that you are thinking of, that at the end of the day, you will feel accomplished and you will feel filled up and you will feel like you have this identity of the person that shows up for your kids, shows up for your business, shows up for you in all these ways. I want you to think about what that looks like. Chances are these are very important tasks that you want to do every day. And now I also want you to think about whenever we procrastinate, whenever we overindulge, whenever we possibly do these other behaviors that are taking away from that to where we can't focus on the important tasks. Instead, we have to go to the urgent tasks, the things that are maybe providing our income or the have to do's. And I'm a creative rebel, so that's what I'm identifying with right now here. So I know that I don't like when I have to do something. I love the power of choice. The power of choice is amazing. And in the past, it has made it to where when I time block, it has felt somewhat like I am being bound, like I am taking away all of this limitless potential. And here's the thing. That is a lie. It is a lie that I'm telling myself, because what it is it is making it to where I don't have the time and space to control where in the world the time is going. So I want you to change your mindset whenever it comes to time blocking and finding it limiting or restrictive. And I want you to first think about letting it be the way to find the power. So I want you to think about that, because what will happen is it's not going to be the power of making you, it's going to give you the time and space to be able to have freedom versus binding you up, okay? And so I also want you to think about looking for some great models. I want you to surround yourself by some people who are going to pour into you when you have these negative self-talks, when you are going to be dwelling on things that you can't change, and just all of these things that are going to root into us, because part of our biology when things get hard is going to be to run. So if you are having some self-sabotaging behaviors, other things that you're going to be doing are probably procrastination, as I've mentioned, dwelling on things that you've maybe done wrong, or the things that you're in lack of, which could be money, which could be time, which could be help. Maybe you're like me and you don't have your mom here, and you see people who have these babysitters come by and they're like seeking out your kids and taking them on fun things so that you don't even feel bad while you work, and just all of these things. What is it that is making you feel unsettled in that way? Maybe you aren't even asking for help, or maybe you're not even seeing the options. And one of the things that I've noticed right now with me is that I keep saying over and over, like, I can't get anything done because of Thea. She is in a sleep regression right now, and she doesn't nap very well during the day. Her sleep at night's amazing, so I haven't been having her sleep in her own bed during nap. And so it's a limiting belief that I have, because I did sleep training for the night for her. I could totally do that during the nap, and this is just something that I am doing to, I think, sabotage myself. So it could even be something small, seemingly small like that. It is impacting my world greatly, so it doesn't feel small. But I want you to think about, how are you, maybe even in your daily life, using it could even be other people, like Thea's sleep is affecting me. Do you know what I mean? So I want you to think about this, because what happens is unconsciously or consciously, we are probably having these self-sabotaging things come up, and instead we are just pushing past this to-do list. So like, whatever doesn't get done today, instead of dealing with my stuff and figuring out what I can do to kind of break through these self-sabotaging behaviors, instead I'm just lumping the to-do list from today and tomorrow. And what I'm doing is jacking up my identity, because I am going to identify now with someone who doesn't finish things. Oh, I can't finish anything. My kids make it to where I can't get anything done. Like I can't, I either have to pick to work or sleep, like whatever these things can be for you. So another thing that could probably come up is that maybe you are prioritizing what is comfortable rather than what is maybe healthier or that is easy. Okay, so maybe you're just kind of finding that you are saying things like I just said, like I don't have time. I am a victim of the situation I'm in, instead of seeing these options. Okay. And the thing is when you are meant to grow, when you are meant to push past and really be in this season of growth, it is uncomfortable. Okay. There is some stretching going on. And a friend of mine, another podcaster, the She Is podcast, was actually just talking about this. And she's working on a course. And whenever you are being stretched to kind of step outside of your comfort zone or to grow, and you're about to be on this breakthrough, you don't see that piece whenever you're on social media. You don't see people's highlight reel. You only see their highlight reel. You don't necessarily see the stretching. So I want you to think about what the stretching part is for you and really try to stick there, okay? Really try to see what is true. Ask yourself these questions, like, what is what I'm speaking into my head right now, all of this negative self-talk, is it actually true? Or is it something that my brain is just trying to find the easy way out, is trying to make me feel comfortable and run away from the pain that is being caused right now, okay? I want you to hear some strategy, and then I will pop off. I wanted this episode to be super quick, but you know how I get. All right, so I want you to focus on only your journey. This is so hard, because in the with all the social media and all the comparison, I want you to create a space for you to just enjoy the process and the learning, the people, and I want you to focus on you. Stop looking to the left, stop looking to the right, and just move forward. I also want you to think about your vision, which I've mentioned, creating a goal, and try to have a plan. I prefer big picture strategy because I think it gives reasons for my rebel mind as to why I'm doing all these little things that I maybe don't want to do. But having the big goal in mind is going to really give you fuel, and especially if you can tie it to a why that matters. I want you to think about the impact that you're going to have, maybe the income that you're going to make for your family, maybe even the moments that you're going to have whenever you free up all these other tasks maybe. And then I also want you to think about your internalized fears. Like, you're afraid of having to change your behaviors for a reason. So what is it that is happening? Okay. Are you willing to change your routines or patterns of thinking in order to do the work, to slow down and do the work? And then this is probably the biggest one, is I know that you're probably in the way of yourself if you're not being consistent, and maybe you're having this too lofty big goal. So start small. Just do something small that will let you have the win, so that you will be able to tell yourself that you won. You can always go past and beyond that, of course. But what this will do is it will keep giving you that positive feedback of keeping the promise to yourself. The more times you can keep your promises to yourself in a row, you're going to find that confidence and the belief in yourself is going to rise. Another thing is I want you to let go. Yes, you can think about for the frozen Elsa right there. Let it go if you're focusing on failures, mistakes, and the past. And here's the thing. There is going to be a piece of this that is focusing on the controllables, but it is kind of like, I used to say, fake it till you make it. I know a lot of people don't like that. My friend Steve always says, act as if, and that is the same thing to me, but I do see where it could be more powerful. So act as if you had the things that were in your vision. What would you do to show up with consistency and with honor and with meaning for the impact that you're going to have in that? So that would actually be all the things that I want you to do. And I want you to remember that there is some value in just slowing down and to reflect, to make the time to where you can actually breathe, to focus on the being instead of the doing, and to take the time for you to figure out some of this hard stuff, and you don't have to do it all alone. Come on over to our Facebook group, Multi-Passionate Mompreneur. Come out and hang out with us. Tell us what you're struggling with so that we can kind of be the ear for each other. I know that a lot of us have a tendency to self-sabotage, to try to keep ourselves small in the world. And the problem is because we, of course, need to borrow the belief in each other whenever our self-esteem gets low, or when we feel judgment or criticism, or we just have these demands of perfectionism that just aren't serving you. And it's just not fair. So it really does take a village. So head on over there, Multi-Passionate Mompreneur, and let's do this together. I'm so excited for you guys, and I can't wait to see what happens in the world when you push past these sabotaging beliefs, keeping you small. It is so common and so normal for us to kind of get to this certain level of money or success or connection, and for us to kind of do something that is going to push us back or bring us back to the comfortable, because that is where it is safe, and our brains are wired to keep us safe. And so I just want you to simply know that you can accept that discomfort and just move through it together, and I can't wait to see it. All right, guys, wishing you joy and abundance. Angel. Hey mama, before you go, if you found value in today's podcast or you learned something new, stop over to iTunes and leave me a review. I love hearing what you are thinking of the show, and also connecting with you over on social media. You can find me on Instagram at angel.mcilhaney or on Facebook. So check the show notes for that crazy last name. And until next time, I just want to remind you, you are capable, you are strong, and you can do the hard things. Wishing you joy and abundance, Angel.